anything else to say, please say so now.
Okay, going once, going twice, going
Gucci.
three times.
Alright,
Okay, we're good.
as of now, nobody is allowed to talk except Mark and I. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay, I would please ask if you guys want to write down your comments or concerns to the very end and ask me these questions at the very end of this presentation,
Right.
so that along the way,
Um,
unless I ask you a question, and then of course please answer. But
Mark, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Check on them. Check on them.
oh, you mean the other person?
Yes.
So how are you guys? How's everyone doing?
Stressed.
Okay, keep on practicing because we're almost done.
No, hold up. Tell Katana to start working on that roof. Like now.
Yeah, we're talking about the aquarium
He's already
plants.
doing it. He's already doing it,
Okay, good.
and he's doing a fantastic job. Somebody tell Katana he's doing a fantastic job.
We're talking better. We're having a meeting. We're having a meeting over the aquarium plants.
No, no, no. Two more after this. Two more after this.
It'll be like 5 more minutes.
All right, everybody go. Everybody go.
Okay, we'll be. Okay, I mean, you guys got the katana. We'll be done in just a sec, so just hold on. Okay, anyways,
no, we
alright,
won't.
so
Shut up.
here, so I'm gonna hand you guys these books real quick. And
I
so
already have a book.
basically, oh, fuck, do you
Oh,
already
never
have a book? Okay, never mind. Okay, anyways, so these are the steps of building something in the world that I want to implement through the world. So, I mean, of course, if you guys look at the books, there's step one, and it's talk to the architect. And any type of building, and any type of I mean, of course, the earth, there's always, you create the designs for the house first. You don't just hey, builder, do whatever you want, you have a person design a house and the building. Yes.
Okay, question. Why does it say she? Oh, okay. He or she.
He or she builds pipes to the house.
No, the
'Cause I'm
person.
not gonna.
Okay, so I can answer that. The person who builds pipes for the house is the electric company. So that would be. Ah, shit. That's
I
Katana.
have a question.
That's katana. Okay, go. What's the question? The architecture person's actually the person that designs the house. The construction person's the one that builds the house. Do you understand now?
Okay, what's your question, Jano?
Daniel?
Tell me if you're gonna explain this later, but why is it important that we have people design the houses now instead of going with what they think is right at the moment?
I will. I will explain that.
Okay.
Alright,
Just wait.
let's begin.
Okay,
No more
so-
talking.
Okay, so this system implies here's the 5 steps. It's the talk to the architect, design the plans, talk to the water and electricity person, he builds the pipes, the construction builds the house. And the reason why I do this is because we all know that Katana's been behind these pipes and electricity for about 6 months, and of course we threw him in prison, we threw him in jail, all of that stuff. So this system will help, of course, him stay up to date with builds and stuff, and it also will imply that he doesn't have to go back and build these pipes. It's kind of the first thing you do after the design phase. So I mean, it's just it's that's the one of the benefits is that it keeps the, I guess it just keeps everything up to date. And of course, in the design phase, is that the reason why you design something is that you know the exact schematics of what's going on in that house. And the reason why you do this is that if you do this, you're like 90% less likely to make mistakes. Like, it's just, okay, here's the plan, this is what we're doing, this is what we're gonna build, let's build it. So, it's kind of like Legos. Like, Daniel, let me ask you this question. If I gave you 2,000 Legos of the Millennium Falcon and I told you to build the Millennium Falcon without the instructions, would you be able to build it?
No, because I don't know what the Millennium Falcon is.
Okay, it's Han Solo shit. But anyways, you get my point. So if you don't have the visual on how to build something, it's really, really, really impossible to build what you're trying to build. Like,
Okay, I understand now.
you guys get it? Okay, well, so of course,
Hey.
so that's why. Okay, what was your question?
Tell me. No, I'm gonna just let you explain for a little while. Let me see if
Okay,
you know.
I'm gonna go like step by step, and if you guys have any questions, just like punch the roof, but don't break the glass, please.
I'm a survivalist.
Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna go through step by step, and it's number one, talk to the architect. You talk to the architect because you want to give him everything you want to build. So, for example, say I'm the person, so I'm gonna pretend Kuruma's the architect. I'm the person going up to Kuruma, and I'm gonna tell him the specific things that I want built for him to design. So, for example, I would go up to Kuruma, and I'd be like, hey Kuruma, I want to build a 3-bedroom house, 2 restrooms, and a nice big living room and a garage. And then the architect would sit there and be like, okay, he wants these things, so what I do is when I build this house, I want to make sure that I implement these 3 things and what he's asking for, so that he's basically getting what he wants out of what he's asking. Then there's step 2. The architect designs the plans. Of course, that's an easy step where the architect would just draw up the plans. I mean, I'm an architect of the world, so I would draw up the plans on graph paper, and then I'd send it to Butters, which is, he's the construction guy. He would come in. Yeah. So, like, I would do it layer by layer. So, of course, like, I would know exactly where everything's going to be. Like, for example, a toilet. There's got to be a pipe that runs to the toilet. There's got to be a pipe that runs to the sink. There's got to be a pipe for this. Of course, unless like it's on the second floor, that's when you can't like build a pipe to the second floor. But for the first floor, to make it realistic, you want to add these things. Yes, Butters?
Please hold all questions until the last minute.
Well, not. Well, I like if I ask for just to keep conversation, for questions, then I'll ask like, yeah, what's your question? But in other words, let me just continue. So of course that's why you design. That's why the architect designs, because he has to know. Like he basically tells everybody where this like certain things are going to be. For example, gas pipes, water pipes, electricity pipes, lighting, toilets, bedrooms, TVs, all like everything, you name it. As part of the schematics that an architect designs. Okay. Number 3, talk to the water and electricity person. So after you get the plans, you want to make sure you talk to the water and electricity person so that he makes sure, like he checks, like, hey, are these pipes good where they're at? Like, will this work with where our pipeline is? Like that's his job. So he wants to check if everything's a-okay with where the pipelines are going to be. Unless, if not, then he'd be like, okay, well, I need to do this, so I recommend you move it this way or something like that. Then of course, he builds the pipes to the house. That's step 4, which I added into step 3. And then step 5 is the pipes are built, And then what happens is what? Okay, so the pipes are already built thanks to the schematics. So what happens is the architect sends the schematics to Butters and his construction. Sorry, I had to something. But anyways, so the architect sends the schematics to Butters, and then his team will get to work on it. But of course, the schematics has, okay, he needs 3 stacks of white concrete, 3 stacks of glass, 2 stacks of black concrete. You know, like the blocks that he needs, so that he can, of course, go to Material Kings, get that. Of course, the interior design people, like all of that, so everything stays in check. Which I should have, like, that's technically step 4.5, but those are the steps. And I mean, if you guys have any questions, go ahead.
One question. Why would this be a good step to add on to us building these houses? And will you be able to manage the workload of the bank and being architect that you envisioned?
Okay, your first question was, why do you think it's better? I think it's better because we had a well, I mean, of course you experienced it, we all experienced it here, but we had a 6 months crisis where Katana was behind in his work, nobody had electricity, nobody had water. And with the system, that will never happen again. Everything will be in order. So, I mean, when something's getting built, Material Kings will be notified. They'll get, of course, they'll get notified, like, hey, this is what we need. Here's the money. We'll get paid for that. They send the supplies over. They get interior design, all that. So they get the supplies ready. So when you get the supplies ready, that, like, it keeps everything in order. Like, do you understand? Like, it keeps everything organized so that it's not just kind of, hey, let's just throw things together and then we have to count everything. But, like, of course, if you design things, you know exactly what's being built, what you need for it, all that stuff. That's why I think this is a great idea for the world. Your second question is, will I be able to maintain both? Yes, because the funniest thing is I actually do draw house designs while I'm at school, because I actually somehow find the time for it. But I actually do, like, design houses while I'm at school.
Okay, I think okay, if you don't mind me asking, I'm interrupting. I think he means, will you be able to keep your job steady with the? Will you be able to keep your bank job?
Would you be able to keep everything flow? Would you be able to keep everything flowing like it's supposed to be?
Yeah, that.
Like, yes.
Like gotta run over, get these plans to Butters. Oh no, somebody's at the bank. Oh, or should you like start hiring employees so you can be basically in 2 places at once?
What I could, like, yeah, that's. I mean, realistically, before we actually got rid of the other founding father, Chatterbox was the other fellow banker, which I will have to hire, like, another banker with Kuruma's trust. But what I could do is I can emphasize my architectural office at the bank so that I can actually multitask doing both jobs at the same time.
Okay. Is there any more questions?
Not right now. I gotta think.
A mail system?
No, we do not. Wait, yes we do. Yes we do. Yes we do. That gingerbread.
Instead of working on school, but, you know,
I know. No, I get you. Yeah, we do have a mailing system. Is that your question?
That reminds me, how the hell are we gonna get mail if 2 things? 1, nobody does mail, and 2, nobody wants to be a mailman. No, nobody wants to be a mailman. What's the point of having a mail system?
No, what's the point of having a mail system at all? We could just
Good point.
Maybe the thing is there's documents. So what I'm thinking is maybe, like, if we have a community like this community, what I can do is I can build like a PO box system where, I mean, heck, if we do find someone that has a mailman, we could do like a mailman as a part-time job where he gets. So what people will do is they'll deliver what they want to give to people to the mail, like the mail place. So like, say I want to give a document to Butters as an architect, which I would just send over the phone because I do it on graph paper, not on a world. But like, say I want to put like a piece of paper saying I have the plans or whatever. What you could do is we can try to build the mail system where he puts that into, I'm guessing, like a system, and the system where like, so there's this math there. I'm just thinking this as I go, but like, I know it sounds confusing to you, but it actually sounds pretty clear to me. But,
I'm just having difficulty concentrating.
Yes, okay, so anyways, they drop it off to the freaking mail place. The part-time mail person drops by, picks up all the stuff, and then just delivers it to the P.O. boxes of wherever the heck, like, their P.O. box is. You get me? So, like, we have... Actually, I have to count the residents that live here, but I'm just gonna throw out a number. We'll say, like... seven members of this giant community. And what we would do is we just build 7 P.O. boxes in the front of the community. So what to do is the guy would come up, like put the stuff in the P.O. boxes, and then you guys would of course get like a notification somehow saying you got the mailbox and you have to go check it. But anyways, that's my system. Sounds super confusing. I will draw it up. I will make it. Don't worry about it.
I just need,
Any other questions?
It's not a question. It's more of a statement.
Okay. Yes.
It's not a question. It's basically a statement. And I'm all for this project that you have in mind, as long as you can handle it. But I kind of before I kind of agree to doing it, I kind of need to see like a visualization or like an example of this system and see how effective it actually is. If anybody else agrees with me.
Alright, if there's anything else, please state now, because once I talk, we're gonna end it.
Okay, I do actually agree. Like, if you guys really want to see how it works, I can show you. I just, like, of course you need, like, someone needs to get something, want to get something built, and, you know, like, there's the stuff the requirements you need. It's like, of course, someone wants to have to actually get something built.
Alright.
Yeah, but I get you. If you guys want to see how it works, and if you guys actually think, like, it's not, I'm building a podium. But if you guys want to see how it works, I can gladly show you or something like that.
Okay. Well, I have no complaints, nothing to say. I think it'd be a good idea. I will agree with Janelle. I do want to see examples. Other than that, it's fine. That being said, we just spent 2 hours doing this. So,
Really?
yes, we spent 2 hours. Meeting is adjourned. If you have any questions, save that for next week. Deuce.
But you gotta apologize to them. Talk about it's gonna take us 3 more minutes. More like 30.
Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's what Founding Fathers talk about. See ya.